Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com, here to do your weekly intuitive reading for Monday, June 21st through Sunday, June 27th, 2021. I can't believe we're almost at the end of June already. So for this week's weekly intuitive reading, we're going to be using the Psychic Tarot by John Holland for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, is going to be coming from the Energy Oracle deck by Sandra Ann Taylor. So there is a lot happening this week, so let's go ahead first and take a look at your stones of choice. So these are all special intention pendants for the week and for your choice here. This one here is beautiful blue kyanite, okay? And this blue kyanite is wrapped in silver. It's Reiki charged with the vibration of master number 22, the number of power on all planes, as well as the manifestation of great things. It also has infused into it the qualities of Neptune and Pluto, combining increased intuitive and healing powers with transformation and transmuting negative lower vibrational energies. It also has infused into it the energies of the sign of Aquarius, the sign of higher perception and truth, and the guidance and assistance of Archangel Michael to clear away lower energies and remove blocks, and Archangel Metatron to access higher spiritual wisdom and connect you to the Akashic Records, as well as Archangel Raziel to expand your psychic senses and tune into divine magic. So there's a lot going on with that one. Your second pendant of choice is this beautiful rhodonite. So the rhodonite pendant is wrapped in silver, and it's Reiki charged with the vibration of the number 2, the number of love, compassion, and relationships. It has infused into it the energies of the sign of Cancer, the sign of loving connections with others, and peaceful and balanced emotions. It also has infused into it the opening and balancing of the heart chakra for self-love and love towards others, both friendship and romantic. And it has infused into it the energies of Archangel Raphael to help to heal old heart chakra wounds, and Archangel Shamuel to assist in attracting one's soulmate and to heal any current soulmate relationship that you might be in. Okay, and then the last pendant of choice, or stone of choice, if you will, is this beautiful golden calcite. And this calcite is wrapped in silver and given Reiki intentions with the vibration of master number 33, the number of Christ consciousness and divine healing. The energy of the planet Pisces, the sign of unconditional love, healing, and compassion. It has infused into it the energy of the planet Jupiter, planet of abundance. The element of fire, for inspiration, confidence, and leadership. And finally, it has infused into it the energies of Goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of good fortune, blessings, and prosperity. So, again, your special intention stones of choice, special intention pendants of choice are the blue kyanite, the rhodonite, or the golden calcite, and we'll show you those once again right before we take a look at the messages from our angels and guides. But first, let's start out with the energies, the astrological energies that are happening this week, and there's actually a lot going on this week. Now, on Monday, the 21st, we have Venus, planet of love, relationships, harmony. She also rules money and finances and all personal resources. She's currently in the sign of Cancer. And Cancer rules home and family and empathic abilities, intuition, our emotions and our emotional connections, our ability to listen and counsel and take care of other people. And Venus in that sign is going to be in a positive connection to Neptune in Pisces. Neptune is the ruler of the spiritual realm. Neptune rules unconditional love and compassion and forgiveness. It rules energies that are unseen, things that are intangible. Neptune also rules illusion and confusion and delusion, but this is a positive connection between these two. It just feels very loving and soft and compassionate to me. Again, because Venus rules that idea of harmony and connection through relationships. And she's in Cancer, which kind of highlights that a lot of this relationship energy is focused around home and family. Now, whether that be your biological home and family or whether this be your spiritual home and family, those people that you have a strong emotional bond or connection with are highlighted. And it just really amplifies this energy of unconditional love and support for one another and compassion for one another and kind of the merging of, souls with one another in support and help and spiritual enlightenment. The other thing that this is going to amplify is your psychic abilities, your intuitive abilities, your healing abilities. Because Venus is in Cancer, which is a water sign that rules intuition and empathic abilities, and Neptune is in its home sign of Pisces, which is also a very psychic sign, and it rules healing and all forms of energy. We can find that, again, our intuitive insights and ability to channel higher energies is highlighted. On Tuesday the 22nd, I'm sure a lot of you are going to be glad to hear that Mercury, the planet that rules the mental realm, our thoughts, our ideas, our perceptions, and our communications, is finally turning back to direct motion at 16 degrees of Gemini. So it might take a few days for Mercury to start to speed up, but now at this time we can start to see those things that were confused, like confused communication or messages that you were waiting for that haven't quite come in yet, or information that hasn't shown itself yet. We might have been researching something or trying to figure out something, trying to make a decision on something. And all of that was a little bit muddled while Mercury was retrograde in its home and ruling sign of Gemini. So now again it turns direct and we can start seeing some clarity slowly start to unfold in our lives in different areas. So again, those messages or information you've been waiting for can start to come in. Things can start to really unfold with a bit more clarity with your thoughts, your ideas, your perceptions, and communication matters that might have been challenged or difficult can start to also clear up. On Wednesday the 23rd, we have the Sun, which is also in that home and family sign of Cancer, in a positive connection to Jupiter, which just last Sunday turned to retrograde motion. So Jupiter, it hasn't moved very much in the last 3 or 4 days since it turned retrograde, because Jupiter is a little bit of a slower moving planet, definitely slower than Mercury. And so Jupiter at a standstill is going to amplify and intensify some of the energies of what this Sun in Cancer connecting to Jupiter and Pisces is all about. Again, it's a positive, easy, flowing, harmonious connection. Jupiter rules blessings. It rules expansion. It rules extravagance. It rules our belief systems. Right now it's in that unconditionally loving, compassionate sign of Pisces, also a sign of forgiveness and healing. Again, with the Sun in Cancer, there's a focus on some home and family matters going on. So between the Venus in Cancer positively connecting with Neptune on Monday and the Sun in Cancer positively connecting with Jupiter on Wednesday, I feel like matters dealing with home and family can be quite magical in a way. There might be some blessings that come into our scope of reality with those two connections. Also on Wednesday, we have Venus in Cancer opposing Pluto. So Pluto is the planet of power, empowerment, and or disempowerment. And Pluto does rule power and control, death and rebirth, transformation, regeneration. So again, Venus in Cancer, there might be something within the home and family that is going through a huge transformative process. This can also be playing out with other people because it is an opposition. So in other words, we could be transforming ourselves and our own emotional nature, loving nature, empathic nature through our relationships with other people. There might be a huge transformation going on within ourselves or within our relationships, both romantic and home and family oriented, I believe. On Thursday, we have a full moon at 3 degrees of Capricorn. Now, it's not an eclipse. We're past the eclipses. We already had our full moon lunar eclipse towards the end of May and our new moon solar eclipse the first half of June. But this full moon still is going to be powerful in and of itself, as all full moons are. It's going to intensify our emotional nature. And at 3 degrees Capricorn, it makes a positive, what we call a sextile aspect to Jupiter. And that's really the only aspect it makes. Now, Jupiter, again, is that planet that can expand us into blessings, expand us into abundance and prosperity on some level. It can expand our mind. It can expand, in this case, because Jupiter's in Pisces, it can expand our psychic abilities and healing abilities. It can expand our heart chakra energy, opening up to that unconditional love and compassion and forgiveness for other people. Because it's a full moon, we can expect after that intensification of that full moon energy, then a releasing, healing, and letting go, right? Because full moons are about completion and releasing and letting go. So I feel like there's an opportunity here with this connection to Jupiter, a great opportunity to expand into abundance energies, which can just be abundance within yourself, feeling abundantly open to love and for all the goodness that life has to offer, but also an opportunity to bring healing in some way. Now, Capricorn does rule life path, destiny path, career path, authority energies or authority people in our lives. It rules our goals and ambitions. So we might also see a focus on that area of our life at this time. And since full moons do bring completion, maybe there's a completion of an old way of operating on your destiny path, or maybe some of you are bringing a certain career to an end or completion so that you're getting ready to expand into, with that Jupiter emphasis, expand into some new blessing of abundance that will be coming your way. On Friday, the 25th, Neptune is now turning to retrograde motion at 23 degrees Pisces. And so last Sunday, we had Jupiter retrograding at 2 degrees Pisces. Now on the 25th, Neptune is retrograding at 23 degrees Pisces. The interesting thing about that is that Neptune is the modern planetary ruler of Pisces. It rules that spiritual realm of unconditional love and compassion, and the realm of our spirit guides and angels and things, again, that are intangible or unseen, merging with the oneness of all that is. So Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces, but Jupiter, that went retrograde last Sunday, is the ancient ruler of Pisces. In other words, before the planet Neptune was discovered by astronomers, Jupiter, in fact, was the ruler of Pisces. So I find that interesting that both planetary rulers of Pisces are now in retrograde motion, which internalizes the energies, meaning I feel like that idea of the spiritual, the intuitive, the psychic, the healing, the unconditional love, the compassion, the forgiveness, all of that is now like being turned inwards and being reflected within ourselves. It doesn't mean that it's not happening out there in the world with other people, but I feel like we're starting to have more love and compassion within ourselves for ourselves with that. And then to round out the week on Sunday, actually this is Saturday, Sunday. So depending on what part of the world you live, Saturday late or Sunday early, we have Venus, the planet of love and relationships, of harmony, of balance, of finances, personal resources, is moving out of Cancer, the sign of home and family, and moving into Leo, the sign of creative self-expression. And she will be there for almost a month. She'll be there until the 21st of July. So we have almost a month here with Venus wanting to just express herself in relationships and wanting to express and create new ways of maybe creating money and finances in her life, or creating new sense of personal resources. Leo is also a leadership sign, so she's ready to kind of take the lead, if you will, in those areas of life as well. Okay, so that's really all that's going on astrologically, which is quite a lot, as I said. But now we're going to kind of shift our perception and attention here, and we're going to focus on what our angels and guides have to say as far as messages for the week. Okay, so just to remind us what your special stones of choice are for this week, for the special message at the end, we have the blue kyanite as the first stone of choice. We have the rhodonite. The rhodonite is the second. And then your last special intention pendant of choice was that golden calcite. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the messages here from our angels and guides for the week. So the first card here, as you can see, when I pulled a card, it came out as 2. So we are going to be looking at both of those here. The first one is number 7, which says crown chakra. Well, I'm not surprised to see the crown chakra card because of all that Cancer energy with its love and nurturing, and with Venus connecting with Neptune, and with Neptune turning retrograde. I mean, it really does open up that higher chakra of the crown, which opens us up to the oneness of the universe. All that is opens us up to the higher perceptions and higher information and knowledge, and even the unconditional love of the universe, that higher vibrating violet energy here of the crown chakra. So let's look at what card came out with it. Maybe this will give us a little bit more information about maybe the area where the crown chakra energy is going to be focused. Okay, so we have another chakra card. Isn't that interesting? We have the heart chakra. So we got the 4th chakra, the heart chakra, the 7th chakra, the crown chakra. Again, you know, that Neptune rules unconditional love, and all of that Venus in Cancer energy opposing Neptune, and the Sun in Cancer connecting with, not opposing Neptune, but the Venus connecting with Neptune, the Sun connecting with Jupiter, all the water signs of Cancer and Pisces that are going on this week. So we really are connecting with opening up our heart chakras, balancing our heart chakras, opening up that crown chakra. This is a really nice, beautiful, harmonious, just loving energy. It's just something that, to me, you would want to bathe yourself in for the week. Not that there isn't going to be other things going on, because we definitely have that full moon coming up, and we have, you know, Mercury turning back to direct motion, which is a great thing, but Mercury is in that mental sign of Gemini, so there are some things happening other than this beautiful, loving, compassionate, forgiving, merging with the oneness of all that is kind of energy. But to me, our healing abilities are heightened, our psychic abilities are heightened, our empathic abilities are heightened, our intuitive and healing abilities are heightened, with both of these chakras kind of going through an opening or an awakening. Let's take a look at the next card here. Hopefully, well, I was going to say hopefully it's not another chakra card, but that wouldn't be a bad thing. But let's take a look at here. Okay, here's the mental energy. We have the 6 of mental here. It's called moving on in this deck. This is the same as the 6 of swords in the traditional tarot. And the suit of swords is the suit of the mind and the mental realm. Now, a lot of the swords cards are a little bit more challenging because we are dealing with the thoughts and the perceptions of the ego mind, which sometimes pose a little challenge. But this is one of the swords cards, one of the mental cards here that is very pleasant and very harmonious and very balanced in its energy. And it's interesting that it says moving on because, again, we have Mercury, planet of the mental realm, turning back to direct motion in its home sign of Gemini, and it will be moving forward. So we will be able to move on with our thoughts. We'll be able to move forward with our ideas. We'll be able to have more clarity in our communications. So here we are again, moving forward. And this is a blessed thing. You can see that he's coming out of kind of the shadow energy, right? And moving into the light energy. Now, speaking of shadow energy, as Mercury turns back to direct motion, it's still going to be in its shadow period for a few days here. And that means that until it gets up to the degree where it initially went retrograde, it's considered still being in its shadow where things are still being worked out. But that's okay because it's direct, it's moving forward, moving into the light. Things are, again, gaining more clarity as far as what decisions we might need to make, where we want to go next, what we want to do next, etc., etc. But still give it a little bit of time, still have a little bit of patience there with that energy. But this is a very positive sign that things as far as muddled information or waiting for things, messages and information to come in, is that's going to clear it up, and things are going to start to move forward. Let's take a look at the last card for the week. Okay, another positive card. This is the Four of Physical, like the Four of Pentacles in the traditional tarot, or the Four of Earth. So, and you can see, that earth, we have a nice mountain in the background, and it does say a firm foundation. This is about restructuring, because to me, the number 4 is about patience, but it's also about structure. So we're restructuring a solid foundation for ourselves. We're trying to gain a sense of stability in our lives again, after all of the eclipse energies that shook things up a little bit or redirected us on our paths. And that still may be going on for the next few weeks too, but know that we're moving more now towards this aspect of bringing in some stability in our lives. And you can see that with this red triangle here, and of course the color red deals with the root chakra, our sense of security and stability, our sense of feeling protected and grounded and safe. But this triangle is actually almost covering the lower 3 chakras in a way. The root chakra, the sacral chakra is just above that, around the kidney area on the back. And then the solar plexus chakra. So know that we're regaining a sense of balance and stability in those lower 3 chakras, which again, we already mentioned the root chakra about safety, security, stability. The sacral chakra about our creative self-expression. So know that that's also being restructured, our sense of creativity or working on creative projects, or our sense of, that can be our sexuality energy as well. That could be going through a healing and a restructuring process, energetically speaking. And then the solar plexus chakra is about our sense of personal power, our leadership ability, our confidence, our courage. So all of those lower chakras are going through that restructuring. And, I feel like this is the mountain in the background, has a very grandiose kind of feeling to it. Whenever I'm around mountains, I'm just in awe. So I feel like this is a good sign here that, he's actually facing the mountaintop. This could also be indicative of a message that we have to kind of climb that mountain to get to the other side or get to the top of that mountain. So there might be a little bit of effort required, a little bit of time and effort required to reach the goal. But this is saying, because the 4 of physical here is definitely a positive card, saying that we will find that sense of stability and structure. We will attain our goals, those physical goals that deal with job, money, career, security, home, family, etc., all of those tangible things in our lives. So this message for the week is all across the board, to me, very positive, so to speak. Might have to have a little bit more patience still to get there. As I said, Mercury here is just turning back to direct motion, needs a few days to speed up and get out of its shadow. The physical cards, or the cards of pentacles, it's dealing with earthly time, third dimensional timing. But if we can bathe ourselves in this heart chakra energy and crown chakra energy, that's going to create the magic right there. So meditation, contemplation, being at peace, doing things that bring you peace. This is where you want to bathe yourself in for the week to allow the blessings to kind of unfold in your life. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the special message depending on your special intention pendant of choice. All right, so we're going to give this a little shuffle here. And the first special intention pendant of choice was the blue kyanite. Special message for blue kyanite people. This one's sticking up as I open my eyes. Ooh, sixth chakra and Archangel Metatron. So you all not only have the crown and the heart chakra, but you also have the third eye chakra here as a focus for the week for the blue kyanite people. Archangel Metatron does assist us in connecting to our Akashic records. He's known as the record keeper. When he lived in earthly form, he did record keeping. And then as he was promoted to archangel status, he was appointed to oversee the Akashic records, which is all the information throughout all the lifetimes and incarnations we had, sharing our gifts, talents, and abilities, our life lessons, what we're here to learn, what we're moving towards in future lives, etc. Archangel Metatron also oversees the indigo and crystal children and assists with matters dealing with children. So opening up the third eye is the sixth chakra to higher vision, higher perception. Again, that higher wisdom and knowledge. It's kind of, goes hand in hand with that crown chakra energy. So expect an increase in your psychic gifts. Definitely pay attention to your clairvoyance and maybe even clairaudience, which deals with the ear chakras. Just know that you're going to be definitely more perceptive. And I don't feel like it's just this week. I feel like it's an opening that's happening as far as your evolution and growth. So know that you're going to be psychically more in tune. I'm hearing the angels and guides saying to also pay attention to your dreams. Your dreams can become more psychic in nature as well. All right. And then for those of you that chose the rhodonite, special message for the rhodonite people. This one called my attention when I opened my eyes. Patience. I know a lot of us don't like to hear that word patience, but we do have a beautiful angel here. She's got, I was looking at what chakra it's at, but it looks like it's at her solar plexus chakra there. And it's kind of a time clock, right? So the time clock is indicating patience. The solar plexus chakra is, again, our sense of willpower, confidence, leadership, taking charge of our lives and moving forward. So a lot of you, maybe you're in touch better now with that solar plexus chakra energy, and you really just want to go gung-ho and move forward, which, by the way, right now Mars is in Leo, and Mars is that warrior planet that wants to move forward. And in Leo, a fire sign definitely wants to be fiery and energetic about it. But the angels and guides are saying you have to have a little bit more patience. The timing might be not quite right. Something needs to still fall into place, or you want to make sure to pay attention to the details and not move too fast, which is okay. You're still moving forward, and your angels and guides are assisting you at moving forward. Focus on your confidence at the solar plexus chakra. Focus on your leadership, your courage, your ability to take charge of your life, but just also know that divine timing is at work. To me, an angel with that time clock is definitely saying divine timing is at work. So hold on here a little bit longer. It almost looks like there's a full moon in the background here. So whether it's this full moon this week on Thursday the 24th, or whether we're talking about another full moon cycle, I feel like some of you it might be this full moon, others of you might need to wait till the next full moon occurs to start seeing that movement that you are seeking. So practice patience, and everything is going to unfold as it needs to, when it needs to. Okay, and then for those of you that chose the golden calcite people, special message. Okay, I'm conflicted. The one on the bottom is really kind of calling my attention. Okay, you know what? I'm going to shuffle because all of a sudden I got confused and I felt like, okay, one card was showing me, two cards were calling me with my fingers, and we're just going to shuffle and we're going to know that we're guided to the right card for the golden calcite people. So, golden calcite people. Divine truth only for golden calcite people. Okay, this one's definitely popping up as I open my eyes. Okay, golden calcite people, there's something yet coming here you have to be aware of, a challenge that you might have to move through. We're going to probably pull an extra card here to give us a little bit more clarity. Don't let this put you off too much or bring in any anxieties or fears. You know, we go through challenges in life all the time. We're going to actually pull a clarification card here, and we're going to see what that might be all about. So if your angels and guides can give some clarity to that storm warning card for the golden calcite people. You know what? Both of these cards are calling me, so we're just going to set the deck down here. And, wow, okay. So, interesting, golden calcite people. You get some storm warning, and you get a card that says hostilities. So I feel like whatever this is about, this is dealing with other people. Okay, this is dealing with friends and family or a significant other, maybe co-workers or a boss at work. There's something to where energies are conflicting, or there's some fight or flight things going on. There's some disagreements going on. This might be part of the Mercury just turning direct and still in its shadow phase. And maybe this has been something that's going on already, you know, with the Mercury retrograde causing some misunderstandings. So whatever this is about, know that people, and it's not about necessarily you having, you know, this challenged energy. This could be about other people feeling challenged and projecting at you. This is what I'm feeling that it's about. It's people projecting their own challenges towards you, their own subconscious patterns where they're not maybe feeling good enough, or they're feeling overstressed or overwhelmed, or there's changes and redirections going on in their lives and they aren't, you know, giving it an appropriate outlet to work through it. So they're projecting their challenges onto you. So whatever this is going on, the other card that came out here is to stay in a balanced place within your mind. Don't allow the projection of energies coming at you to throw you out of balance. This woman is staying pretty calm, cool, and collected, right? So it's about keeping that ego mind free from negative thoughts and keeping that ego mind free of negative perceptions of what's really going on. In other words, don't internalize and personalize, because whatever's happening around you has nothing to do with you, more than likely. They're not mad at you, even though they might appear to be mad at you. You didn't do anything wrong, even if they're saying you did. You know, so stay calm, cool, and collected, and don't allow those negative thoughts or perceptions to come in and affect you if you can. And don't spurt out words either. You can see this person, this woman, she's not in a communicative stance. She's in a very kind of observational stance, you know, the thinking woman. She's observing what's going on. She's not reacting. She's not trying to talk her way out of it. She's not trying to communicate necessarily. Now, obviously, we all have to communicate, but what I'm saying is that in the midst of disagreements with other people, and if they're, in a heated place, it's not usually going to do any good to try to speak to them in that moment anyway. So remove yourself from the situation, stay calm, cool, and collected. Don't personalize or internalize anything, and just move through and stay balanced with whatever's happening. And use your wits and use your wisdom. Use your balanced mental body processes to understand and perceive and discern what's really going on in the situation, what's really going on with the other person. Is there anything that you need to learn by what's happening? Is there something you need to be made more aware of? It's like using the mental faculties in a more silent and observational sort of way to move through whatever this energy is all about for you. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this weekly intuitive reading. Sending you all so much love and light and peace and beauty and blessings, abundance and prosperity. Until we meet in next week's weekly reading, sending you much, much love.